My name is Obin Anake. I've got 4 kids.
Wow.
I've been father since 2013. My first child was born 2013. It's been a wonderful experience, a joyous experience, seeing the kids run around when they are growing up, scattering the house at the same time. And at the same time, it's not an easy journey all through, because being a father entails a lot, entails sacrifice, entails selflessness, and entails provision. And we all can attest that doing all these things, and you have to be there for them, not just all these things. So you have to be there for them. So it's been an awesome journey and a very wonderful experience. At the same time, it's been all giving.
I am Olaika Amond. I'm a father of 3, a daughter and twin boys. And my first child was born in 2017, so that makes it 8 years this year. And yes, it has been a ride. Different, of course, most people want to become fathers. At the point of getting married, you decide to become a father, but it hits you when it actually happens. And I just say thank God for the journey so far, because there have been the ups, there have been the downs, but we have come this far. So I just say thank God for the journey so far.
My name is Tolo Shilaja. Looks like we took the questions.
Descending order.
Descending order, yeah. 4, 3. I have 2 kids, 2 girls. My first daughter will be 6 by December. For me, it's been very surreal. You never know, you always want to be a father, but until the kids come before you really know what it means to be a father. And having to be a father, I was involved from the start. I know my wife, by this week 2, she was saying, "Oh, how come I'm not cleaning my baby yet?" I'm like, we just started now, like let the baby even start small before I start cleaning, So I got on the journey very, very early, and it's been really, really surreal. I'm thankful for the kids that I have, 2 beautiful girls.
Hey, it was a beautiful experience, and came back from work and she said she had something to tell me. I was tired, so I said, "Okay, what is it?" He said, "Don't worry, after eating." I said, "No, let's talk about it now." So after eating, I will tie to bed now. He said, "No, after eating." I said, "Okay, fine." When she came out, "How do you feel if you're going to be a father?" I said, "That's a prayer. So it's going to be a wonderful thing." I now said, "Okay, I'm pregnant." I was very happy. We rejoiced, and it was very awesome. Your life changes from that moment that announcement was made. Your announcement changes, your attitude changes, everything about you changes because you have to start planning. Yeah. So everything changed about me from that moment. So it was a beautiful thing, right to the time the baby was born. Very beautiful thing.
Fatherhood would test anyone, and the biggest thing that probably has taught me is patience. You might think you're a patient person before fatherhood, but once you get into it, because when your kids are small, they're going to test you in all ways, and it feels as though they all brought a manual from heaven that we must test our parents. Because I don't know any father that the kids hasn't tested. But even the test, you begin to appreciate it, because you don't want your child to be one that is just seated and not doing anything. You just want the child to sit down there, sit, no response, nothing. You don't want a docile child. You want a child that is active. You want a child that is inquisitive. You want a child that is asking questions. You want a child that will actually disturb you, because you don't want a child that will not disturb you. So for my kids now, yesterday, for instance, my daughter was lying on the couch and she was quiet. So I'm now thinking, is she not feeling well? Because that is not her nature. She's always all over the place. So one thing it teaches you is patience. And with God, all things are possible, because even when you come into a difficult period, even with your kids or your wife, when you speak to God about it, it gives you instructions, it gives you counsel. And like Pastor always say, always ask God for wisdom, always ask Him for counsel. And that's something that I've done in my work as a fatherhood and as a husband to my wife. So that's something that it has taught me.
Okay, so as we know, the best leadership method is by example. So so before even trying to coordinate and tell everybody come for prayers, personally, they need to see me doing that. So my own leadership in that regard is for them to see me praying myself first and exemplifying every single thing that I'm saying. It's not enough to say this is what you're meant to do. They need to see me doing that first. So I ensure that I do the things that I'm telling them to do. So they see me praying, they see me reading my Bible, and of course every Sunday mornings I'm always the first person to always wake up. So I can't say go to church. I'm the first person. They wake up, they meet me up already up and getting ready. So I'm driving everybody to ensure that we must not miss church on Sundays and as much as possible to even get here on time. So leading by example, they must see me doing, not just hear me saying, but they must see me doing first. So that is how I've been leading. See me doing, and of course they now follow suit in taking action and do what they need to do.
That was a very tough one. That was a very, very traumatizing experience when my wife put to bed to my baby boys, twins. One stayed back in the hospital for a month. In fact, we nearly lost that one. So one went back home. So it wasn't an easy thing. I've got to go to work, come back, express baby milk, breastfeed breast milk, take it to the hospital, come back home again, drop the other one, get back to work again. So I'm virtually on the road every 4 hours, around the clock. In fact, at a point in time, I nearly got an accident because I was sleeping while I was driving in the night, because I go by 12 a.m., get back to the hospital by 3 a.m., get back to the hospital by 6 a.m. So around the clock that way. So at a point, the hospital, it's as if everything that they've done is gotten back to zero. The baby keeps losing blood every now and then. It's pure yellow. So at a point I had to start reading even this little being, what is it all about? I had to read it myself. It was a very traumatizing experience. But thank God, at a point they thought that the baby, they don't want to have a dead child in their hospital on their record. So I said I was going to move the baby. They quickly prepared the document for me to move the baby. As of the time I was moving the baby, he was limp, all limp, and we moved the baby to another hospital in Sulere. The doctor asked the patient, I said, when the doctor was explaining everything, I said, all these things you've seen have been done. All the prayers I knew how to pray, I prayed. I cried. So at the same time, not to be strong for my wife, so take care of the other baby. So I had to be the man, but then it was very traumatizing. But to God be the glory, the doctor said, you're already looking pale, you're going to fall sick. Just go home, come back tomorrow, and you see the change in your baby. When I came back, I noticed that the mouth is now red, as against blue, but the body, as against yellow, but the body is still yellow. So I asked the doctor, what did you do? He said, he simply experienced that. He noticed that there's what called ABT, the same blood transfusion that they were doing, because he decided to just remove the water from the blood, pack it up, give it to the baby. So they responded that from now we will see changes. In the evening, saw changes. As if that one was not enough, another thing came up with the leg. I said, what is the problem again, doctor? They said it's septic arthritis. They're going to operate the baby. I said, baby of less than a month. They said, yes, but they're going to check. I said, okay. I just told God, let your will be done. I said, let your will be done. I've stopped praying. I've prayed all the prayers I can. Just let your will be done. So at the point they said they were not going to operate on the baby again, that they couldn't do anything about it. It went on and on, but at last the baby responded, started eating well, and when the baby came back home, I could count the weeks. So I just told my wife, please, anytime the baby does, feed him. Whether he wants to eat or he doesn't want to feed him. So that's how it happened. It happened that he's the one that eats all the food in the house now, and he's bigger than the other brother, even the one that came out first. Very bigger than that one, and eats everything. In fact, you say everybody can eat. This person will say, I'm not eating. You carry his own food, eat it. Carry this person, eat it. So it's everywhere now. But but going through it, saying it now, we'll laugh and we'll talk about it. But going through that 1 month, even my boss in the office had to say, you're now using is where was where we're supposed to use was in your memo. So you're not settled. Just go home for today. Come back when you feel like you're settled. So that was my traumatizing experience. But to God be the glory, it all went well.
Be considerate. Because being a father means that there's a wife or there's going to be an expectant mother. And in that period, there'll be a lot of emotions all over the place. And at some point, you might actually feel left out, because it's now going to be your wife and the baby in the womb that is coming. that takes priority over everything. And at some point you might even feel neglected. But when there is love and you're being considerate of your partner, then you're going to be more understanding of what your partner is going through, because you can never know what the person is going through. You don't know how to get pregnant, so you will never know. So when those emotions are running wild, you need to take yourself out of the picture and let that person be, and show all the support that you can show, and just be considerate to the person, your partner. That's something that I would advise anyone.
So what I would say is that be present. Because in as much as she's the one carrying the pregnancy, but your wife needs your presence more than ever at that point. And even at the point where she just gives birth.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women go through postpartum depression, and most of those things can actually be reduced or altered when the father's presence is fully felt. So when he is fully hands-on, she didn't do that by herself. Both of you came together to produce that child. So in as much as you are going out to work, when you're back from work, be present and be hands-on. She didn't produce the child by herself, so be very present. And of course, from the point of pregnancy, be very prayerful. Begin to declare what you want to happen. From issues of pregnancy complications to even labor, the time of the labor, begin to call forth what you want to see. And that's part of the leadership as a father. So begin to call forth those you want to see. And as you call them forth, even regardless of our emotions, you take that charge as a man. And you call things forth, and things will begin to happen as we do that.
Okay, so like I said, it takes a lot of sacrifice. So you just know that at a point in time, it's no longer about you. In fact, at the point in time that the baby, when you just you and your wife, it's easier to handle emotion, be in love, do everything. Once the baby start coming, just know that there's going to be a shift of attention. You have to handle this attention. Your wife will still need that attention. Like he said, be considerate. At a point, you'll be like, are you not seeing that I need to take care of all these things? But she needs you. You have to be there. You have to be there for the kids. So it takes a lot of sacrifice, and just tell yourself that that is what you need to do as a man in the house.
My wife stopped calling me babe. She now calls me Tola. So for some reason, my kids didn't want to call me Tola, so they'll say Daddy Tola. Mom is talking. so they say Daddy Tola. So it's just always funny. It's not a joke, but it's just always funny. For me, maybe we might not say it enough, but having to plan for the resources required to take care of the family, you cannot overemphasize it, because the Nigeria of today is not the Nigeria of yesterday. And I'll say I'm comfortable, but I'm not even able to do the things I really, really want. And that's me, that I think I plan enough, I save enough. So for any expectant father or the parents, you cannot start planning for that. It can never be too early. So from even before the baby gets in there, you're already setting something aside for when the baby comes. And then, because when they say 1 times 2 is 2, but the next multiplication is exponential, because once the baby comes in, it's no longer 1 times 2. You guys are not 3, you are like 5, because the attention and the resources the baby needs to be nurtured, it's a lot. And for every father, you need to prepare for that. The way they say on the street, you need to double your hustle. So you can't prepare, you can't prepare for it enough. So that's what I will encourage every father, and even the mothers too. You need to always set something aside, prepare for the resources, because for you to give your kids the standard required in this time and age is going to require money. So you need to just prepare for that early.
Okay, so what I would say is that just have it in mind that all children are different. So even if you have 2 kids, those 2 kids are totally different individuals. So don't try to impose, because child A is doing something, that child B must behave the same way. Understand the unique traits of each child and deal with them accordingly. And never compare your children to people outside. They are always different. So understand the unique traits and identity of children.
I want to say the spiritual aspect of it. I would say, tune up a child in the way it's old, and when it's old, he won't depart out of that route. No matter what you think they don't know, no matter what you think that they don't hear now, try to give them the Bible, the word. The only time I've noticed, like my daughter is in boarding school, and I sat down to realize that in boarding school, okay, now it's just 1 to SS3. You'll be going to the university, go for service. I mean, they're already going out. Before you know it, they're out. So little time you have for them. Take borrowing from their web, provision and every other thing. Give them that Bible. Let them go with it. No matter how you think that they don't know what they're doing now, give them the Bible. At a particular point in time in their life, it will make sense. There are some particular Bible verses that make sense to me that were not making sense to me before. I didn't learn them now. I learned them when I was very small in children's church. So they are now making sense to me now. And when you give them that thing, the word, there's even no matter the threat in the world, of course you know that there are some things that they hear that you don't tell them outside the family. But they'll be able to weigh those things that they need to take in and those things that they need to throw out. So when they get to a starting stage in life, they will know that they won't go beyond this. This is the actual landmark. They won't go beyond it.
So I'll say part of it is teaching. So, for instance, for homework in my house, because I understand beginner's French, so automatically I do the French homework. So my wife doesn't do. So my daughter will not allow my wife do the French homework. So daddy, my French, So and it's exciting because that's part of bonding. That's part of spending time with your kids. For me, maybe part of it for me is as much as the kids will always stress you, but I like it when they're asking questions, when they want to know stuff. And so I'm also trying to teach them Yoruba. So when my daughters wake up, they'll just come, Ekaro mommy, Ekaro daddy. So it's exciting for me, because the local language, we're losing it bit by bit. So that's part of why I'm trying to be intentional in that. So that teaching and then seeing the results for me is really exciting.
Thank you so much to all our fathers who came out to share their hearts out today. We love you, we celebrate you, we appreciate you, and we pray that God's grace will continue to guide you throughout your journey. So to all the fathers out there, we wish you a happy Father's Day from all of us at TCN Yaba. Thank you.